welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a really quick, simple, and spicy potato stir-fry recipe. This is really simple, really quick, and it's for those days where you need comfort food and just don't have time to make a very complex dish. This is what you need. So let's get started. We're going to need two medium-sized tomatoes, which are peeled and chopped, and about 3 green chilies, which I sliced in half. The chilies is completely optional. If you like more spicy, you can add more spicy, which I might do, or you can use less green chilies. Here I have about 4 small potatoes, which I peeled and I sliced very thinly, and then I placed it in cold water so it doesn't change color. And this is again optional. This is how much I use for 2 people. You can add more or less depending on how much you're making. For the liquid ingredients, I'm using about 1/4 cup of oil and about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, lemon juice is also optional. You can add more or less depending on what you like. Now, coming to the spices, these are the spices that we're going to be using. So we have about 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, 1 heapful teaspoon of cumin seeds, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon heapful of salt. I'm going to adjust the salt as I go on. I might add more if it needs more, but I'm just going to start off with 1 teaspoon heapful. And here I have 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and 1/2 teaspoon of garam masala. So these are the ingredients that you're going to need, and let's get started. So I just poured the oil into the pan and I'm waiting for it to get really hot. The heat is on 8, and you want the oil to be really hot when you add the potatoes in. And I would also recommend you using a more open pot, a wider pot to cook this, because you don't want the potatoes to get all mushy and super soft. This helps the potatoes be separate and taste better. Potatoes to the hot oil, I'm just going to put the lid on and let it fry on heat 7 for about a minute. The biggest trick to this dish is basically cooking the potatoes in steam, and I love the way it turns out. You can make any potato hater turn into a potato lover with this dish. Just checking up on the potatoes. You can see that they've become a bit more transparent, which is good. We're just going to give it a mix because they usually stick to the bottom of the pan, and then we're going to add in the spices. I just lowered the heat to 6. And now we're just going to add in all the masalas and mix the potatoes. So I'm just going to add the lid so that it cooks in the steam. We want to soften the potatoes now. And I'm going to lower the heat to medium so that now it can cook in the steam, and we're going to give it about 5 minutes. Make sure you do check up on the potatoes every now and then, because they're going to stick on the bottom of the pan. So you just want to give it a mix about every 2 minutes or so. This is how it looks after 5 minutes. Looks really nice. Now we're just going to add in the tomatoes and the green chilies. We just want to throw that in there. So after adding the tomatoes and the green chilies, I'm just going to add the lemon juice that we had left aside, and then mix it and put the lid on. Let's lower the heat to 4 so that it can slowly cook in the steam. We're going to let the potatoes cook in the steam at low heat for about 10 minutes until they're nice and soft. Just make sure to stir the potatoes every 3 minutes or so that they don't stick to the bottom of the pan, and then we'll see the final product. So here are the potatoes after 10 minutes, and they're nice and soft the way I like them. You can soften it more or less depending on what you like. Now, I like a little bit of crispiness as well in my potatoes, so what I like to do at the end is I like to put up the heat to about 6 and 7 in the middle, and I just let it fry on one side so it gets nice and crispy, and that gives a really nice flavor and touch to the whole dish. Yeah!